the evil and sinister forces of chaos approach in the realm of fire. A mountain pass guarded by the loyal servants of Sigmar, the Stormcast Eternals, protecting the one passage into this realm gate that leads directly into Sigmar's own inner sanctum. The Stormcast are the only barrier preventing chaos from launching sacrilegious artifacts into its midst.
I am Corcus Cull, mighty lord of Khorne, and this is my dog, Niblet. Niblet, come with me. We have Sigmarites to destroy. Come, followers of Khorne, come take the skulls that you deserve. Come, Niblet. The realm gate awaits us. We must defile it with skulls of blood and anger. Blood warriors to me!
Brothers, the foul and sinister forces of Khorne approach with evil intentions. See how they arm themselves with skulls. Emblazoned with the mark of chaos, they aim to throw them into our portal. We must protect the realm gate at all costs to protect Sigmar.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the forces of Khorne, the Bloodbound, are attempting to bypass the Stormcast Guardians and touch this portal. If one Bloodbound Chaos troop touches this portal, they win. They've got 5 turns to do it. And you may think that the Stormcast don't have very many forces here, but waiting in the wings in the realm of the heavens are reinforcements. And each turn, a couple of units will pop down to assist the Stormcast, so the Chaos may have more to chew through to get to their objective than it appears right now. So, let's go over the forces, shall we? Starting with the Bloodbound forces of Remington. What do we have over here?
So Remington here, and you can see across the board, apart from one miniature, we have the Age of Sigmar starter box set. So starting from the top there, you get your 5 Blood Warriors, these guys having 2 wounds each, pretty snazzy, with a nice gloss finish. Next door to them, we have Corcus Cull, the mighty lord of Khorne, with Niblet, his Khorne demon doggy thingy.
Faithful Hound.
That's the one. Then we've got the Blood Secretor. He secretes blood, something like that. When he plants his standard in the ground, all kind of hell breaks loose. That's him. Then we have 20 Blood Reavers over here, and they have a leader guy there holding some heads. And then we have a Korgorath. I didn't realise that he actually has a shooting attack. He has these bones that kind of stick out and, maul you. And we have a Bloodstoker just poking him up the ass there to make him go faster. And then we have Skeeler Angle Film. Basically, it's a giant Khorne ape.
For the forces of the Stormcast, guarding the passage, we have 5 Liberators and 5 Judicators. And that's it. Over here you can see that waiting in the wings, as it were, we have a Knight Venator, a Knight Zeros, 3 Prosecutors, and 3 Retributors as well. So 2 of those units per turn will be coming in. It's time for the roll-off to see who's going first in battle round number 1. Here we go. It's a 4.
Remington!
And it's a 3, so the Stormcast is going to have the choice. The Stormcast elected to allow the Bloodbound Chaos to go first, presumably to get them in range of the shooting. And as you can see, they've made quite a hefty advance with some run rolls as well. They have some bonuses to running and charging, don't they?
They do. The Bloodstoker gives 1 unit that he chooses an extra 3-inch to his run or charge.
Right, so very eventful turn 1. Not quite, but lots of movement at least. Stormcast Eternals turn 1, and you may notice that the area between the towers has been vacated. That's because the Liberators felt that the best form of defence was attack. So in they went, charged straight into the Blood Reavers. And as you can see, casualties have been inflicted. First of all, the Judicators unleashed a hail of arrows into them, which killed 3. And then when the Liberators got there, they killed a further 6. So that's 9 dead, which would have been really bad if they hadn't had the inspiring presence of the General put on them previously. That battle shock would have been really nasty for them. When they struck back, they managed to kill one Liberator and wound a second. So the Liberators are going to need a Battle Shock test. So, Bravery 6, they've taken 1 casualty, so on the roll of a 6, they will lose a further model. Here we go.
6.
It's only a 3, so they're fine. And they've taken the fight to the enemy, preventing the advance a little bit, at least in the centre. And if I can get the first crack at round 2, we could start to plug those holes in the defence line here. So, here we go. Let's roll. Who's going to have the first go in battle round number 2? It's only a 1.
Remington! Yes.
It's a 5. So the Bloodbound presumably are going to take it. Bloodbound turn 2, and as you can see, the Korgorath and Korgus Kull moved in against the Liberators that were holding the centre, and all 4 of them have been killed. But they did take down 1 more Blood Reaver before they went, so it wasn't in vain, and they have slowed the advance, which was their whole purpose, thrust themselves into the path of the enemy and delay the advance towards that portal. Also, it should be noted that there is this sneaky guy here who's very fast, worming his way around, getting pretty close to the middle now, and the Blood Secretor planted his totem into the fiery earth, which gave a nice buff to the Blood Reavers, which allowed them to take part in the massacre. Heading into Stormcast turn 2, and the first batch of reinforcements is going to come down now. We're going to see which 2 units from my reserve pile I select. Stormcast Eternals turn 2, and the Prosecutors joined the fray, popping in behind the Judicators who retreated a bit, back from the main defence line, so they could start firing off at the enemy from relative safety. Also, the Knight Azeros came in, and he positioned himself within 10 inches of the Bloodbound General, which meant that shooting attacks against him were going to be re-rolling 1s to hit, which meant that the combined firepower of the Prosecutors, and mainly the Judicators, brought him down. So he died, and his pet doggy as well. Poor Niblet. He did fail an awful lot of saves that you'd have expected him to make, so he is gone. And then the Knight Azeros decided, why not, I'm just going to charge into Skeeler, and he took a single wound off him, and then lost 4 wounds in return, so he's at death's door. I've got a nice firing line set up there, but the enemy are currently not held up by any of my units in the centre, so they're going to have a chance to rush through, especially if they get the first crack at the 3rd battle round. Time for the roll-off to see who's going first in battle round number 3. Here we go. It's a 3.
Remington? Yes.
It's a 6. So the Bloodbound are going to have the choice, and I assume they're going to choose to go first.
Yes.
Because the Stormcast don't have their full complement of troops in there yet, so they can really make a break for those lines of golden warriors. Bloodbound turn 3, and they are sprinting their way towards the Stormcast forces and the Realm Gate. All they have to do is get close to it, throw a skull in there, and it's all over, so the Stormcast have really got to stand firm for another couple of turns here. And in the only combat, Skeeler and the Knight Azeros had a go at each other again. Skeeler couldn't do anything though. His weapons were horribly ineffective, and the Knight Azeros didn't take any further punishment, but he did then strike back and put 2 wounds onto the chaotic giant ape. So, heading into the Stormcast turn, and more reinforcements coming in. Can we slow them sufficiently? Stormcast turn 3, and the Knight Venator decided to make his presence felt and popped into the battle, as did these Retributors that are currently locked in combat after a successful charge. But first of all, in the hero phase, the Knight Azeros, after he survived pummeling from Skeeler, he decided, you know what, I've got this celestial beacon that I can unleash that's extra super effective against chaos. So he unleashed it, and D6 mortal wounds were put onto chaos units within 8 inches. So Skeeler took a few, he's down to 1. This little chap here, though, only took 1. The Korgorath took the full weight of 6 mortal wounds immediately at the start of the turn. Oh dear, oh dear. And then he took a further 1 to a shooting attack, which I believe was from the Knight Venator, or the Knight Venator's bird probably, because his searing once per game arrow missed, I think. And then the rest of the shooting from the Judicators and the Prosecutors focused on the Blood Reavers and killed 3. You can see that this charge here from the Retributors into the Korgorath was successful, and we've also got this combat over here coming up. So we'll get back to you very, very soon with the results of those close combats, but it's not looking too happy for Chaos after that searing beacon emitted its virtuous energy. So into the combat phase, and the Retributors finished off Mr. Korgorath, so he is dead. Then, in an act of vengeance, Skeeler managed to kill off the Knight Azeros finally, so he is dead. No more holy guiding light for him. And then, the Blood Reavers decided they were going to get in on the action as well, and went into the Retributors, but they couldn't inflict any wounds due to some poor rolling. So we've got a battle shock test for these Blood Reavers. Here we go. They lost 3 models, and they rolled 6, which is a total of 9. How much higher than their bravery is that?
6, that's 3 dead, yeah?
3 more, running for the hills. So, here we go. Who's going first? Battle round number 4. It's a 5 and a 4.
That's the end of the game now, isn't it?
So the Stormcast get the choice.
End, man.
It could very well be drawing to a close if the Stormcast can deal a fatal, damaging blow in this turn. We shall see. Because remember, all the Chaos need to do is to get one model within range to throw a skull into that portal, and they could win. So even if it looks against them at the moment, they might still be in with a shout. Stormcast Eternal turn 4. They decided not to move the battle line, because it's quite well positioned around the portal. The Knight Venator, the Judicators and the Prosecutors all unleashed their firepower into these Blood Warriors, and they could only down 2 of them. 2 wounds each, decent armour. They're pretty tasty, those guys. Down here, though, of course, the Retributors absolutely made mincemeat of the remaining Blood Reavers. So they've been pulverised, they've just been ground into a fine mist. And we've got some battle shock for the Blood Warriors now. They've taken 2 casualties, bravery of 6. 3 is 5, so no more. Run away, so they're fine. They don't mind losing their comrades one bit. It's time to move into the Bloodbound turn 4. They've got 2 turns left to get someone within range to throw a skull into the Realm Gate. Can they do it? Bloodbound turn 4. And the Blood Warriors have made a mad dash with a decent run roll. They're trying to get to within range of that Realm Gate. Can they do it? They've got a lot of shooting to deal with next turn. Skeeler and the Bloodstoker decided they were going to fight the Retributors to the death, and there was a lot of death to be had, because one of the Retributors went down from Skeeler's attack. When they struck him, he lost his final wound. So he is also dead, as you can see, posing over him in a victorious fashion, and then the Bloodstoker finished off another Retributor, so there's only 1 left. We've got some battle shock with a Retributor here, so on the roll of a 6, he will decide to run away, even though he's just had a very victorious moment. Here we go.
6. Yes!
And it's a 6. Off he goes. All the Retributors have gone back up to the heavens.
They let you down every time, don't they?
Wow, wow. And a firing line was set up. The Prosecutors were at the back of it, originally, and they all fired into the Blood Warriors, but they could barely do anything. I think they put 1 wound between them. I think that was probably the Knight Venator that did that. Everyone else just failed horribly to wound. So the Prosecutors decided to take matters into their own hands and charged into the Blood Warriors, finished one of them off, and then when they struck back they couldn't do any damage. So with 1 turn left, the distance to the Realm Gate is actually too great for the Blood Warriors to make up. Had they killed all the Prosecutors, they could have got a run move and got to within range to launch a sacred, or should I say sacrilegious, foul, disgusting, cornate skull into the Realm Gate. But unfortunately, they didn't kill them, so there's not going to be enough time for them to get there.
Khorne does not take failure lightly. He will devour the souls of all who fail to reach their destination, for that was Khorne's desire. And now Khorne desires blood. Ah!
Well done, my brothers. We have successfully defended the Realm Gate from the forces of Khorne once again. The chaotic evildoers will not breach our bond forged in Sigmarite and friendship. Last one back to the realm of heavens is the rotten egg.
So, interesting scenario. The distance to the Realm Gate, it was quite a steep proposition, but there were a few
Maybe in
fairly
6
speedy
turns.
units.
Maybe in 6 turns you could do it.
It was definitely possible, but it was difficult. And the fact that the Stormcast sacrificed certain units, throwing them into the Chaos lines to slow them down definitely paid off as well. And I think maybe the Chaos in the central area got a bit too hung up on killing the Liberators with a kind of pincer movement instead of maybe marching the General and the Korgorath maybe straight forward towards the missile troops before all the reinforcements came in, I think. Interesting, though. That's your first game with the Bloodbound, though. What do you think of them?
Well, it's quick. It's quick because they don't have shooting or magic particularly, so it's just all about running up. But the problem is, when you're facing an army with lots of shooting, you're going to lose half your troops before you might even get into combat. And when you lose your general to shooting and you lose your best monster, then it's forget about it. You need lots of troops. The Blood Reavers are really good when they're getting all the buffs, but their numbers dwindle so fast. So I was just playing with the basic set, and I think you need a few more super duper characters in there, or maybe I just need more of the Blood Reavers and Blood Warriors.
You could do with maybe some Skull Crushers or something like that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah. So maybe the starter box set, £50 one. You get the Juggernauts in there, and you get more Blood Warriors and loads of Blood Reavers. But I'm done with painting these guys for a while, and I need a break from them. So,
and maybe painting some Juggernauts might be fun, or maybe you could throw in some Khorne demons to team up with them. That might be something fun to paint.
Maybe, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed that thrilling encounter as the Stormcast held firm against the tide of chaos for now.